The second time I saw a vision. It was on an ordinary day when I went over to our local church, to my local church, and I was praying. And I was praying, speaking in tongues. So as I was praying, I came to a moment where I just stood, and I was facing the walls of the church, and I was praying while I was facing those walls. And when I closed my eyes, there came a vision that I began to see, and I saw an army, an army of, there were figures of human beings, like they had bodies of human beings, but they didn't look like they were humans, these figures, but they had figures. Their bodies looked like our bodies, like human beings. And I could tell that by their eyes. It was just their figures, their whole bodies. The Lord helped me to say this vision. Their bodies were like human beings. But it was like a shadow. It was not flesh. It was a shadow. And their eyes, these two eyes, it was like balls of light. And these figures, these shadows, they looked, you could feel the anger that they had. They were carrying wrath. They were carrying fury. There was so much anger at something. And they were coming. And it was huge. And I saw this vision, and I'm closing my eyes. It happened, I don't know for how long. To me, basing the timing of this, what I was seeing, maybe it was for a minute, 45 seconds. That's how long I saw it for. I just closed my eyes as I was praying, and I saw these figures of human beings, but they were shadows, and their eyes were balls of light. And above them were they like had a covering that was walking with them. Above them there was a light, and this light looked like what can I say, like mist. It was like mist, like fog. It was just, the image was, it was amazing. These figures, there were shadows. They had figures of human beings, but they were shadows. Their eyes were balls of light, and above them they were accompanied by it was like a shadow over them of light that looked like mist. And when I was seeing this, I didn't get that at that time. I just saw that, and I continued praying, and in that moment when I was praying, before me having the relationship that I have with God right now, in Jesus and the Holy Spirit right now, I thought that the things of God, you would see things, and you would that whole dramatic imagination that you'd have. But in that moment, as I was praying and I saw this vision, what it meant, the interpretation of it came to me at that moment, and I knew what that vision meant. And that is what I saw as I was praying in that moment at my local church. I saw this people, figures, shadows, but with bows. Their eyes were like bows of light, and they were carrying so much wrath, fury, not against people, but they were coming for something. And things of God are amazing. Interpretation came to me at that moment, and it is amazing what God is saying in this moment. That is what I saw in this vision. Figures, shadows that had, their eyes were balls of light, and they were accompanied above them by a light that looked like mist, and they were carrying so much anger and fury and wrath, and they were coming for something with authority. That is what I saw.